Hey everybody, welcome to the Bullhucker podcast. I'm Moose Lundstrom.
And I'm Adam Vokey.
Hey, Happy New Year, man.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
I hope your New Year was awesome. I hope it was safe. I hope you're still with us.
Hope you're still recovering from a hangover, because that was a great party.
I had to work early, January 1st, so I
didn't.
I went to bed like a good little boy, like an old bitch. So I went to bed. But hey, man, Happy New Year! And actually, the exciting part, I say exciting, but the fun part is this is the first full year the Bullhucker podcast has made it. The whole year.
It has, huh?
52 episodes, yeah.
Nice.
So we didn't have a pandemic or anything to stop us this time. You know, that's handy. That's super handy when that happens. You know?
That's convenient.
That's convenient. So let's not have a pandemic in 2023 and make it a whole year, another year.
Make it 2 years.
2 years in a row. Woo-hoo. And the 100th episode is coming up here in 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, we have a guest today.
We do have a guest.
Mr. Ken Mooney, what's going on, buddy?
How's it going, guys?
It's going amazing, dude. We are actually somewhere. We're also on location, somewhere brand new.
Yep, never been here. This place is cool.
This place is super cool. It's the Hatchet House here. What's the actual address here, Ken? Do you know?
The actual address, I have no idea.
You're fired. Oh, you're so fired.
No. I'm not the boss. You know, I just work here.
But the what's the phone number? 970-370?
8825.
8825. The Hatchet House is kind of cool. It's right by the old stakeout if you're a Morgan regular, old school Morgan. What am I trying to say here, Adam?
Morganite?
Resident? Morganite? There you go.
I almost made it roughly 5 minutes into the New Year podcast without fucking something up. So that was almost a record.
You got to keep it going.
It's the start of the year, you know. It's only uphill from here.
New year, new me.
Thanks for pointing that out, Ken. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah. So it's cool. They have Hatchet House here, and it's also next door to the After Hours bar, kind of a higher upper class bar here in town now, right? That's the.
Oh yeah, it's a nice cocktail bar. It's really relaxed. You can have really nice drinks here. There's not a whole lot of craziness or obnoxious people. That's my favorite part about it.
It's kind of if you want to have a little taste of the city, I always say, come out here, right? So yeah, because you have those big fancy drinks and.
Yeah, we also do a lot of like really fun stuff. Trivia nights, bingo. We have live performances, so we'll have live bands here.
Nice.
So that's a lot of fun.
That's awesome, man. I first time here. I think Adam and I are gonna maybe in the podcast we'll chuck one or two hatchets ourselves and some batarangs. You have some.
Yeah, we have batarangs now. It's a lot of fun.
That's gonna take someone's eye out, man. That's
we've only had one incident.
Really?
Yeah, and luckily it was with staff.
Can people drink out here or no?
Not yet.
Not alcohol.
We're trying to get more people in.
Sure.
The more people we get in here, the more likely we're going to be able to have a liquor license. So
that's
once that happens, it's going to get a lot crazier and a lot more fun in here.
Because now you've armed the drunks. That's you know what? And I gotta be honest, as you're looking out, you can't really see. Yeah, you can kind of see behind you some of the targets, but if you look below them, you see all the holes where people have blatantly missed.
Yeah,
that's cool. And these things are becoming like the craze now, right?
Yeah, they're popping up everywhere.
Yeah, I saw the first one in Greeley.
Yeah,
that's same people.
Same owner.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. They do a podcast or a comedy show down there at that one, right?
I don't know. I've only been there one time, and it was with the kids, so I didn't really check out that kind of stuff.
Sure, I think there's a comic who does actually a podcast from there, throwing axes with comics or something. Gosh darn, he was on the podcast. Rudy Garcia. So yeah, I think he might have been. Anyway, you have to check that out. I'll have to get hold of Rudy and see if that's a thing for him or not. Ken, you're a Navy veteran.
Yes.
Thank you for your service, by the way.
Thank you for your service.
How long were you in for?
Almost 6 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Do we have Navy stories here today?
I have a few. The best stories are always in the Navy.
In the military period.
Oh, yeah.
We've had some pretty good military stories on here. So we have to bring you on for the 4th of July. We're doing a veteran special.
Oh,
where
perfect.
It's just veteran stories. Whatever story you guys want to tell.
Oh, yeah.
About your service. It could be funny, it could be serious, it could be whatever you want, Someone was telling me a story. Gosh darn it. It was an older person. Someone was relaying the story to me about a guy who was in the Marines. He wanted to go in with his buddy, like in the buddy system. This is back in like 40-something.
Was it the one I was telling you?
You were telling me that story.
Yeah, I was just telling you the other day. Yeah.
Cut that out. Hey,
the guy sitting right next to it.
Adam was telling me a story the other day.
So I'll retell the story. I was in Walmart one day, and there was a guy in there that had on an older guy. He's probably...
It was you who told me the story, because yes, this is exactly how it goes.
Yeah, so I was in Walmart, and there was a gentleman in there that was probably, I don't know, in his 80s, maybe even older, and he had on like the U.S. Veteran Marines hat. So I just walked up to him and I just said, thank you for your service. I appreciate it. And he went just like on cue, went into a story. And I was thinking, man, I just wanted to grab milk and eggs, get the fuck out of here. But then I realized, this is the good stuff. You have to take time and listen to the stories. These veterans aren't going to be around forever.
Because of his sacrifice, you don't have to wait in line for the bread, eggs, and
right. Because of him, I can just run in and out.
Yeah.
So he said that him and his buddy decided to sign up to go to the military together, and they were going to go into the Marines. Well, his buddy goes in, signs up, and then he goes in and signs up, but his buddy didn't tell him that when he went in, he signed up for the Navy. So his friend signs up for the Navy. He ends up in the Marines. Well, they go through processing all this shit together, and they were getting ready to go to basic. And he said that him and his buddy were standing there talking, and these two big buses come around the corner to load the Navy guys up to take them to wherever they were going to go train. And then right behind them was a bunch of dump trucks for the Marines to load up in to go to their barracks. He goes, and I saw those dump trucks come around the corner. I thought, I picked the wrong branch of the service.
So Ken, now why the Navy, man? Why'd you pick them?
My dad was in the Navy. My aunt was in the Navy. I really like swimming and water and stuff like that, so thought I would try that. I originally tried going into the Marine office, and because they called me, and they were like, hey, we got all these jobs for you. You can go see the world. It's going to be really great. And I was like, well, whatever. Fine. One service isn't any better than the other, so I walked into the Marine office. I was like, what kind of opportunities do you have for me? And he was like, infantry. That's it. And I was like,
how do you like dump trucks?
I was like,
how do you feel about heavy equipment?
I was like, well, all right. You kind of lied to me and got me out here. And I was like, fuck this. And so I was like, I'll think about it.
Right.
And I walked out of the office. And as soon as I walked out of the office, I see all the Navy people. They're coming back from actually doing PT and, all this training and stuff. And they're all very like, request permission to come aboard. I was like, wow, these guys got their shit together.
Right.
And there was a bunch of very pretty girls.
Oh,
and so, so immediately I was like, all right, I'm at least going to go check it out. And I walked in and they were like, what do you like to do? I was like,
pretty girls.
I was like, pretty girls.
Ken Mooney, a hoe.
I was like, I'm a nerd. I play video games. I like to shoot guns. And they're like, all right, well, we got some opportunities for you. And they showed me what they had. And I was like, okay, cool. They actually,
Right.
took an interest in me rather than, hey, you get infantry. And so
Right.
that was that.
I think a lot of guys want to be in the Marines, though, right? Like they like the idea of the Marines.
Yeah, no.
Most
Like,
yeah.
A lot of guys are just like, yeah, I want to be that guy. Like,
Right.
But no, I had a lot of fun in the Navy. I learned way more than I would have if I would have went to college, I feel.
What'd you say your job was in the Navy?
I fixed computers.
Okay.
So
okay.
I was in IT 2 when I got out.
And that's what you do now for a living?
Yeah, I work
Okay.
at Viero. I fix computers.
Nice.
I also work here at the Hatchet House, throwing axes, teaching people how to throw axes. And then I also work as a bartender at After Hours.
Is there an art to throwing an axe?
A little bit.
Okay.
It's more of a practice. Just practice makes perfect. You don't have to be great at it.
If you had to pick between me and Adam, which one of us is going to come closer later on when we throw an axe? Well, you had to put him on the damn spot. That's the thing, right? So, listen. He's a redneck, but I got a little Mexican in me, and that's a blade. Okay,
Okay.
So I mean,
it's not a rake or a shovel, but no, I'm kidding.
But it does have a handle.
Yeah.
So
and I'm going to throw it at you, Ken. So just so we're all clear.
That's fair.
Okay.
I'm married. I'm used to having sharp objects thrown at me.
Right. Last night at the comedy show we had Ron Ferguson. What's up, Ron? And it was racial. It was a racial show, man. It was great, man. So it actually kind of feeds into the energy I'm feeling right now. So it's all
Nice.
good, man. So how long you been at Viero?
I was off and on. I went there for about a year and a half, and then I left thinking I was going to find like that greener pasture, you
Sure.
know. And I found out the job market sucks. So I went back to Viero because friends and family, it worked out better for me.
Okay.
Plus, it's a lot easier.
Right. I've been seeing stuff online about a lot talking about how the grass is greener on the other side, and sometimes it just isn't. You know what I mean? It just you got to make do with what you got, because sooner or later you're gonna go to that job and hate wherever you're at. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because you're working. Period. You know, so. It is what it is. But before we go any further, I do want to say, if you're new to the podcast, welcome to the Bullhucker podcast. It's a podcast where we bring on a guest, and he's going to tell 3 stories about his life. Now, here's the kicker. Only 2 of these stories are true. One's either partly made up, all the way made up, or it's a borrowed story. Now, Ken, without going into great detail, which is it? What's it closer to? Is it a partly made up story, a made up story, or a borrowed story? Partly made up.
Partly made up.
Because it's you just changed some of the.
I changed some of the stuff around.
Okay. So it's a partly made up story, and that's the most popular, by far the most popular what people pick. So, and if you, so.
Nothing.
Oh, you give me a weird look. I'm like, what's going on? I got a booger. And if you like what you see on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, there's a subscribe button, it's a little red button. Go ahead and click that button because it's a
small click for you, but a big click for us.
2023 is going to kick ass, dude. Kick ass.
Off and running.
Right now, somewhere Dency's like, oh, there's disturbance in the forest.
She's like, the hair on the back of her neck stood up. She's like, what was that?
Like the Highlander. You don't know nerd shit. Like the Highlander. When another one's born, he's like, there can only be one. So if Dency tries to kill you, that's on you. I will tell you. So
all right.
She might come at you, bro, with her turbo kick. What's up, Dence? Much love, sister. So anyway, Ken, are you ready to tell some stories, brother?
Oh, yeah.
All right. You want to read them off, bro?
We got $20 is $20. First day as a bouncer in shit story.
You know, we had talked about this before. This podcast has an amazingly high amount of shit stories on it, including my story. I had one.
Yeah, you had one.
Yeah, it was like back-to-back shit story. Anyway, there's a bunch of them. So now we pick which one we're going to decide. Adam, you go ahead and pick it out, buddy.
I'm going to go with $20 is $20.
$20 is $20.
All right.
I like the way you laughed at that, first of all.
So this is one of my Navy stories. It was right after boot camp, went to A school. We're going to clubs, we're going and hanging out places, and I had a good group of friends. It was mostly girls, few guys, and it's a bunch of Navy Marine guys, so a couple of them turned out to be gay as soon as we got into A school. And
this happens.
So with all the girls and then a lot of gay guys, it was, hey, we're going to go to the gay bar. And I found out that they're actually really a lot of fun. Like, I had such a blast going there. They had drag shows there, which was, if you've never seen one of those, they're crazy fun.
Sadly, I have, but go ahead.
It was a fun time. But it was always like, you pay $10 to get in, go in, you dance, and I would just stand there, dance in a cage with a girl, and people would just come, like guys would just come by, drop $20 in my pocket and stuff like that. And I was like, cool. So like, I'm just here to have a good time with a girl, and I'm actually having a profit out of this.
Right.
So we kept going like all the time. Well, one week we go there, and my friend Jack, his name is actually Jack Daniels Stansberry, so we just called him Jack Daniels.
His middle name is Daniels?
Yes, he's very redneck. Like, his family was...
you think?
He's the one that invented the hatchet throwing.
Yeah. But so he was like, hey, I don't have any money. Can you spot me tonight? And I was like, sure thing. So I paid for $10 for him to get in. We're going there. We're having fun. We're dancing, chatting up girls. And I was underage at the time, so I wasn't allowed to drink there. So my friends would, like, just bring me drinks and be like, real quick.
Where's this at?
This was in Florida.
Oh, it's in the United States.
Oh, yeah. It was in the U.S.
Okay.
But, yeah, we were in Florida. We're doing this and that. And I'm standing in the corner, like, just trying to, like, cool off because it was really hot in there. And this guy comes up, and he's just staring at me creepy. Like, I'm like, this guy is weird. Just get him away from me.
Yeah.
But he comes up, finally gets up the courage, and he's like, hey, I will give you $20 if you take me into the back, and I will, give you a good old, And I was like,
Lollipop?
Good old lollipop.
Is that lollipop?
Yeah. And I was like, that's tempting, but no. Can you get away from me? And he's like, all right, I'll up it to $50. I was like, no, seriously, like, I'm good. Like,
hey.
I was like, you can go now. And he's like, all right, come on, $100. I was like, dude, seriously, stop. And he goes, last offer, $200. I was like, okay, get the heck away from me. Like, go now.
Right.
Leave the room.
Right.
Don't talk to me. Don't even look at me anymore. And he's like, okay, I know when I've overstepped my bounds. I apologize.
It took $200. The bidding went to $200. They're like, oh, you're not into this?
He maxed out his offers. So he's like, oh, I guess he's serious.
And so he's like, well, can I buy your drink? And I was like, hell no, because this guy's going to roofie me. I was like, no. So he leaves, and me and my friends were all hanging out. We're dancing, whatever. And out of nowhere, my friend Jack Daniels comes up, and he goes, Ken, you paid for my way in, man. Let me buy you a drink. And I'm like, Jack, I paid for you to get in. How are you going to buy me a drink? Bro, I got $20.
No, wait, I have $50. No, I actually have $200.
And I was like,
oh shit.
I was like, you didn't. There's no way you did that. Did you really do that? And he's like, yeah, man. And I was like, oh.
Was he straight? He was straight.
He was straight as an arrow.
Okay.
And he was just, I was like, dude, you could have got 200. And he's so bummed out. He goes, whatever, man. $20 is $20.
Oh, Jesus. I got to be honest. Jack Daniels has gotten me in a lot of trouble, so the name is synonymous with bullshit. But I got to tell you, man. Hey, Jack, buddy, hold out for more cash, okay? Ken Mooney a hoe, right? But he held out for more cash. See how that works?
Yeah, right.
What do you think about that one, man?
$20 is $20.
I mean, yeah, good for you. No one's ever offered me cash for it, though. You know what I mean?
Me neither.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I was surprised, but
older dude, younger guy.
oh, he was very older.
Like, let's be real careful how we say this now,
Like,
okay? Let's
no.
What
Like,
is older?
I was 19 at the time, and to me, he was a lot older. He had to have been around 50 something.
Okay, that's fair.
So young me was like, yeah, yo, this guy's old as crap.
Right.
Also, he's just staring at me. Oh, yeah, no.
Must be like what it's like to be a woman.
Yeah, no, that's
Guys are
Right.
creepy. That's why I don't date them.
yeah,
Absolutely. I agree.
yeah. I'm married, and I'm like, I don't know how I did that. Like,
Yeah. That's wild. I told a story about my buddy, so I won't get into it again. Going into a gay bar in Pueblo, and there was a man with green hair staring at me the whole time. But to be fair, in his defense, I was wearing a big pink Mexican quinceañera dress, so you know what I mean. I might have been throwing weird vibes.
You know,
what
you
I
dress
mean?
like a queen, you get that kind
Yeah,
of.
it was Halloween, not that it matters, but I had the rack to fill it out, so I said, why not wear the damn
yeah.
thing,
If you got the goods, you got the goods.
That's the goods, man. It was strangely airy, I thought, oh, this is all right. So, anyway, what did you think about that? $20 is $20.
$20. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. A little speechless.
He's like, I really hope that was a true story.
You talked to Jack Daniels?
No, we lost touch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where was he from?
I honestly don't remember.
Okay, it's
He
got
runs a gay bar now.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that was quite a while ago. So I don't remember a whole lot
Right.
back then. I drank a lot, and it was bad.
Oh, I'm with you.
I mean, I still drink a bit, but
yeah.
not nearly as bad as back then. So
How old are you?
I'm 30 now.
Oh, Ken, you're a baby.
Wow.
That was only 11 years ago.
I wish I felt like I was a baby, because
Yeah.
if I felt like the way I did when I was 19, I'd be doing a lot better than I'm now.
Oh, mijo, I'll be the first to tell you right now. You get to the point where you get old enough to where things start hurting. You just get used to it. You know what I mean? Like, I think it'd be a curse to be able to go back into your body at 19 for a week.
Oh,
See
yeah.
how you
Feels
felt
so
at
good.
19?
Oh,
yeah. You'd be, oh my God, nothing hurts, And wouldn't that be crazy to feel like that again?
Oh, yeah.
Where you can just start running and
Oh, yeah.
at no point in time you're worried to have a massive heart attack.
Yeah. No, yesterday I sneezed in here, and I swear to God, I almost threw up my back. And I was like, all I did was sneeze.
No, man.
I went walking into the gym one morning a couple of weeks ago, and I was limping because I woke up and my damn foot hurt. So there's a joke with all the people I boot camp with. So it was all, so how'd you hurt yourself? She goes, did you hurt yourself sleeping again, Adam? I'm like, yeah, pretty much.
That's old.
I felt good
That's old.
going to bed. Woke up, couldn't hardly walk. My ankle hurt so damn bad.
If I sleep too long, like on my day off, I'll wake up, my back will be killing me. I don't know why, Ken. I wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm a big bitch about it. I'm such a bitch about it. I get all sad, and I live by myself, so there's no one to give me sympathy, but I act like there is. I walk around, I grab it. It's so sad. It's pathetic. So.
Yeah, no. I was told when you turn 28, that's when you first feel it. And I turned 28 the next morning. I woke up and I was like, oh no.
Yeah. I'm, I love and respect, but when a young guy starts telling you about hurting, man, two old guys at the table like, buddy.
Shut the hell
buddy.
up, bro. You have no
'Cause
idea.
Adam and I have been over that first hill that you're going over, and we're like, it gets worse at the other end, bro. It's gonna get worse, bro. And you actually work out quite often.
I do.
You're a gym rat. So is this guy. I work out. I'm not like you two weirdos, but trust me, that's good. That's gonna help you in the long run. But
Sometimes I wonder.
I know, yeah. But when you hurt yourself, yeah, man.
Yeah, that recovery time.
That recovery time
is
sucks.
a lot longer now.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
I got sick 2 weeks ago, and I was out for like 3 days, and then I still couldn't do anything in the gym for like a whole week. I was just dead.
Yeah. I got drunk about 3 weeks ago, and then I didn't go to the gym for a week because it still hurt. That's my liver's like, fuck you. We ain't going to that. We ain't doing that. So, all right. $20 is $20. I usually got to hear two to kind of judge and see
Right.
where we're at on that. So, let's see. First day of a bouncer and shit story. Well, Ken, if you ever watch this podcast, you'll know there's always one I want to hear the most, and I always save it to the last. Matt Gordon hates that, but I don't care, Matt. So anyway, let's hear first day as a bouncer.
All right. So my first day as bouncer, I had just gotten out of the Navy. I was coming back home, and I was like, I really need a job. So I was just kind of like going around town looking to see what was, available, and was like, whatever, I'm going to stop and have a drink. So I walked into Queens, and I was just like, hey, can I get a drink? I was like, are you guys looking to hire a bartender, a bouncer, or anything? And they're like, actually, yeah, our bouncer's quitting in like 2 weeks, so show up Friday, get ready to go. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, wasn't expecting anything like right at that moment, but, things worked out. So I showed up that Friday, and Callie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that who you're replacing?
That's who I was replacing.
What's up, Callie? Callie and Amanda, right?
Oh, yeah, Callie and Amanda.
They're both great, man.
I love them.
Yeah,
I was the best man at his wedding.
Oh, were you? Mm-hmm. He's a good dude, man.
He's a good dude.
I really like him.
Yeah, no, I love him a lot. But so I was replacing him. And first night, he's like, it's really easy. All you have to do is you have to look at their IDs, make sure they're of age, take a look at it, make sure it's not fake and everything, make sure it's actually them. Other than that, just be nice to people. If someone's starting to fight, de-escalate it, get them out of here. And I was like, okay, that's simple enough. And he's like, you're military, you know how to handle people.
Right.
No problems, right?
Right.
So I was like, okay, cool, I got this. And it was kind of a slower night, but first group of people come in, and we're standing at the door talking about, military stuff, as everyone in the military do. You share, your stories. And as we're talking, this very, very large woman, she comes over, and she's like just dancing next to us and trying to like grind up on me. And I was kind of like
Larry and Adam, big or big?
a little bigger.
She's a thick bitch.
Well, she's a hefty
honey.
she was a
Is
big
she-
girl.
Is she how we call Voki hot? Is that
It sounds like she's on the other side of that.
damn girl? You know what? Find some sit-ups at Voki hot's like.
I'm just gonna say she sat down on a stool and it started screaming for help. Like I was like those steel bars are supposed to bend like that.
It was like a Red and Stimpy cartoon where everything's all shaking.
Yeah, exactly.
I like how we're laughing like we're so in shape.
I'm sitting there thinking, this chair that I sat in, I actually bent the seat when I sat down, so I have no right to laugh at this.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings.
Right.
But no, she kept trying to dance on me, and I was just like, no, please don't. And Callie's just laughing at me. He's like, I worked here for like 2 years, and I've never had that kind of attention. He's like, it must just be you. And I was like, I really hope it's not. And not even 10 minutes later, another group of people come in, and there's a girl. She is already belligerently drunk. And I was like, this is going to be a bad night. I can already tell for her it's just going to be terrible. And so she goes in. She's dancing on the dance floor, and any guy that will come up and dance with her, she's making out with them. And she goes through 1, 2, 5, 6 guys. And I'm looking at Kelly. I'm like, that's a girl you have to stay away from. Don't ever find a girl like that. And as soon
Suit
as
yourself.
no,
I was gonna say she's still around.
Did you get her name?
I didn't get her name. But as soon as I say that, she spots me from across the bar, and I'm like, please, no, get away from me. Nope. She keeps coming over, and she's dancing next to me. I'm like, you can dance here, but just don't.
Right.
No, she tried. She tried to like get up on me, and I was like, no, I'm going to have to. And I tried to just gently, push her away.
Right.
Unfortunately, before that, someone had dropped a bottle of Corona on the ground. And so it was kind of slick. She slipped and fell. And I'm not a mean person. So like as soon as I see someone fall, even if, I don't want them around me, I'm going to help them up.
Right.
Especially since, it's a dark bar. There's glass on the ground. I don't want her getting hurt.
You don't want her to cut herself and bleed
Right.
everywhere because you don't know what she has. I get
Right,
it, man. I
right.
get it.
Nope.
I get it.
You have to be careful in those kind of environments.
We
So
don't
I
need
was
to
like,
be quarantined in this fucking bar. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
Get the Ebola virus out of this bitch.
so anyway, I'm like, I'm gonna try to help her up, and as I'm like trying to like bend over, help her up, she just like jumps up and latches on me like a koala bear. And I was like, oh god damn it! And then she licks me from my collarbone all the way up and into my ear. And I was like, nope. And I dropped her ass right there on the floor. I was like, you can pick yourself up now. I tried.
She goes, $40? $40?
40 bucks.
$100. $100.
I heard that I have to start at 200 with you.
But yeah, no, that was my first night, and I was just like, I don't know what I deserved to just get that kind of attention, but Callie was laughing the whole time. He thought it was the funniest thing ever. He's like, no one ever does this to me. It just must be you. And I was like, I don't even know if I want to keep doing this, but I kept working, and I was a bouncer there for a while.
You know what? Now I want to do like an experiment with you. I want to take you to a real high-end bar in Denver.
Oh God!
Apparently, I'm not catching on to it. Maybe you have a male prostitute vibe for people can see. You know what I mean? Maybe they get that vibe from you. You handsome bastard.
I mean, I'm married now, but I guess a few years ago, if you wanted to be my pimp, maybe
I'm
we would have.
saying, hey, Mama Mooney, I'm not telling him to be a gigolo. I'm just saying maybe he puts out the vibe, not knowing. You know
It's
what I
for
mean?
science.
It's for science. Yeah. Do you like nice things? You want him to have a few more bucks to bring home? Hey, you know. Come on, Deuce Bigelow.
You know, actually, when I lived in D.C., I had a friend, Landon Stuckey, which if he watches this, he will completely testify this.
What's up, Landon?
He was one of a close friend of mine. He was he's gay, and he has a husband and everything like that. But he offered my ex-wife, when I was married to her, to just take me for the night and have me dress up in a maid costume and just walk around his house and clean. And that's all he wanted to do. He's like, I will pay you. And my wife was like, well, how much? And I was like, what do you mean, how much? Yeah,
$20 is $20.
$20 is $20.
$20. I'm like, I don't know.
Get the duster, go make mama some money, fool.
But yeah, no, that was my first night as a bouncer, and I was really considering if I wanted to keep doing that.
That's crazy. You were a bouncer for
I
many years.
was in Goodland for a while, and then Lamar, a couple different bars. So.
Ooh, Lamar.
Yeah, I grew up down there, so
I was born in La Junta, and we lived in Lamar.
really, I actually was born in Lamar and lived in Holly, is where I went.
Oh,
to
okay.
Where I lived, but then I ended up living in Lamar for a while too. So
Yeah, both my parents graduated in Lamar in '91.
Oh, really?
cool.
Wow. They graduated in 91.
That's what I was just thinking. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I feel really old now because I graduated in '94. So
Yeah.
That's funny. We used to have a comedy show in Lamar. You know what? Say what you want. They know how to have a good time in Lamar, Colorado. They don't mess
do.
around. That was one of the best crowds we ever had.
it
Was
was
in Lamar, man.
Well, the first time we did a show down there, we get down there early to set up. I'm out at the Elks Lodge. He comes rolling up and he looks at me and he goes, "I've been driving around this town and now it explains why you are the way you are."
How familiar with Lamar are you right now?
I went there like a year ago.
Okay.
I have family that still lives there, so I go and visit them every now and then.
If you go south of town, there used to be a themed
It's
hotel.
still there.
Is it still there?
It's
The
still
themed
there.
hotel? Do you know what we're talking about?
The which hotel?
What's
If
it-
you're headed out toward the Elks,
Okay.
south?
it'll be on your, if you're headed toward the Elks, it'll be on your right hand side. And it just has a big sign that says RV and camp. But there's some
Okay,
hotel rooms.
Yep.
Okay.
Ken, buddy, the first time we had a comedy show down there, your dad hooked it up at the
Yeah,
Elks?
because my dad and my uncle.
And so they gave us a room at this place, right? It was you, me, and Steve Young, and is that it? Just Steve?
Yeah, just the three.
Just three of us. And Steve headlined it, right?
Yep.
What's up, Stevie? Miss you, buddy. So Ken, I call ahead of time, and because you were going to stay with your family,
Yep, I was staying with my folks.
and Steve and I had a room out there, so I just call him and say, I'll pay for an extra room. I snore, man. I don't want to keep Steve up. You know what I mean? And so I get the last room. It's a honeymoon suite, right? But this is some depressing shit. You know what I mean? But I luck out because Steve gets the Patriot room. Now, what they've done with the Patriot room is they've painted the toilet red, white, and blue. They have Nutcracker dolls that they painted like Uncle Sam and nailed to the wall everywhere. I walked into that room and I said, "Thank Jesus, I'm not staying here. This is creepy. If you sleep at all tonight, it's a miracle because this is the creepiest fucking room I've ever been in my life, man." And he was gone in the morning. I don't think Steve slept at all. So, but it's
In that hotel, when I lived down there, I worked for an electrician. I worked for Perry Electric, and we actually did the rewire on that hotel.
Jesus.
And all the electrical out there. So
It was.
I knew what I was getting into, so that's why I was not staying there.
It was terrifying, man. It was, and it was middle of July.
Yeah,
It was summer. It was like,
Oh yeah,
so
it's
hot.
terrible there.
Oh, I lived in Pueblo, Southern Colorado. I didn't know how much hotter Southern Colorado is. It's night and day, man. It's
Oh yeah, it's like living out in like a desert, like super hot during the day, and then in the middle of the night it gets freezing cold.
right.
Don't understand it.
Yeah, that was crazy. But that hotel, I always tell stories about it. And then we stayed at a buzzard's roost for a while too. Do you know what the buzzards?
It's the buzzard's nest.
Wait,
The
which is
roost,
bar?
the roost is the bar. Nest is the hotel.
You know
Yeah.
the roost, right? With that purple hotel next to it that's hooked to it. That's the hotel. You ever been in one of those rooms?
Oh no.
Now they were remodeling. To their defense, they were remodeling.
Yeah, Jay was in the process of fixing all that stuff.
But we didn't get none of the new rooms. Talon Sauceman came and knocked on my door and he goes, "Hey man, there's loose wires in my room." I'm like, "Well, don't touch them, man. I don't need."
There's just wires sticking out of the box in the wall. No outlet, just wires sticking out.
John Noah sat Knox. He's like, "Use your TV work?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You want to switch rooms?" Yeah, that's fine, John. You can watch TV in here, bud. It was, but Lamar was fun. The crowds in Lamar were a blast, dude. They had a good time. And
Well, there was that one night after that show, there was some chick, I don't know if she'd gotten a hold of some bad drugs or something. She started having a seizure on the back patio.
she was getting high off the comics.
And so anyways, she's out there on the back patio doing the crappie flop, and the DJ starts playing another one, bites the dust when the ambulance pulls up.
That was the night of the blizzard, right?
No.
Yeah, it was because it was Elliot and Rick, right? I couldn't make it to that one. I ended up having to work.
Oh, yeah, that was the same night that we were standing over at Desiree's, and Rick pulled a burrito out of his pocket and started eating a burrito. I'm like, "Where the fuck did you get that?" He's all, "Some chick gave it to me over at the other bar." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, comedy shows in other towns get wild, Ken. So, all right, what do you think about that one?
I don't know. It was
Do you have one in mind?
not yet.
Okay.
But with that one, being like I've been in the Queens several times, so I can actually see all that stuff happening.
Right. I worked in a bar for many years in Pueblo. Pepper's nightclub. Do you go to Pueblo?
No, I didn't ever go to like. I grew up in Lamar, but like I was really young there, so didn't go to any bars or anything like that.
Right.
After I got done with the military, I came back and I went and hung out with some family at a few bars and stuff.
I worked there for 7-8 years, bartending. Started off waiting tables because I needed a job, so I just took the first job and got a bar back after that. But I mean, that story does kind of check out with a lot of those bouncers humped everything in that bar. Them and the two DJs, well, Pierre and Ronnie, Ho and Ho, bro, both good dudes, man. But yeah, it's a dirty place. I hate to say it. If I was married, I'd have a problem with my wife working in a bar. Because, I mean, to an extent, I'd have a problem. It's got to be tough, right?
Oh yeah,
You know what? That's actually a situation you're in, so I'm going to cut that out. I don't want to start any problems.
No. Like, so when I worked at the bar, my wife, she was like, "I know how you are," because I was Navy.
Yeah.
She's like, "You have that honor, courage, commitment. You're not going to do anything,
That's cool,
like
man.
that." So like, she was like, "I don't worry about you going out to the bar and working because I know every night you're going to come home.
Okay.
You'll be there." She never worried about that
So,
because she actually laughs because anytime we go to a restaurant, like she'll be like, "Yo, check out her over there. Look at her. I can get you her number." And I'm like, "Really?" Like every time. And she's like, "I just do it because it makes you uncomfortable. You're not that kind of person."
yeah.
So
I'm saying, and that's awesome. That's good for you, man. But I saw enough crazy shit happen in that bar with my coworkers, wait staff, the girls that worked there, that I was like, it makes you an untrusting person working in a bar. It really does. It makes
does.
you an untrusting person. I hate to say that, but it's tough. Nothing great happens. Well, that's not true. I had a lot of good times at that bar. I made a lot of lifetime friends there, lifelong friends. But man, I saw some fucking horrible shit happen at that bar, man. Just, you could tell bar stories all day long, right?
oh yeah, no.
I mean, all day long. You can tell bar stories. We need to get more bar owners on this to tell us stories. Or ex-bar owners.
Oh, yeah.
So they're willing to tell the actual stories, you know what I mean? So, okay. So that was $20 is $20. First day as a bouncer, we got one left. This is the one I wanted to hear the most. Shit story.
All right, so this was a day, a very bad day. It was actually a mixture of 2 days. So we went and did Fleet Week. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's, all the sailors and Marines in the area, they go to like one certain place, and everyone just buys them free drinks.
Nice.
And it's super great. So we went to San Francisco. As soon as we pulled into port, we got in our dress clothes and we go out into town, and I literally could not walk like one block, and people were like, "Hey, you get in here." And they're like, "We're going to buy you a shot." Oh, okay. And then I do my shot, and I'm trying to get to the other side of town to meet up with my friends.
Nice.
And it's just, "We're going to buy you a shot." And then another person, "I'm going to buy you a shot." Every person, as you're just walking by, they just see the dress blues, dress whites, whatever, and they're just, "Hey, you get in here," buying me drink after drink after drink, and I'm just trying to get across town. It took me 2 hours to walk like 5 blocks.
Oh, shit.
And so by the time I meet up with my friends, I'm already trashed, and they're like, "Hey, we're going to do more drinking." And I was like, "Cool." And so we just drank and drank and drank throughout the whole night. The next morning, I wake up, and they're like, "Hey, what are we going to do today?" And I'm just trying to I'm trying to just sober up a little bit. Let's go get some food. And all of a sudden it's, "Hey, the whole ship is in lockdown."
Oh, shit.
Like everyone that's out of town got recalled in. Everyone's like stuck on the ship. No one's allowed to leave. And I was like, what is going on? What could be so bad? And apparently they had found out that someone out in town had gone to a party and they were doing some heavy drugs. They had like video sent to their chief or whatever. And they were like, "This person's doing like hard drugs." And so
Like needles or like...
I didn't watch the video, so I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
But I just know that they were like, "Okay, so everyone's getting recalled and everyone's doing a mandatory urinalysis." And I was like, "Cool, I'm drunk as shit right now. All I want to do is go eat, some In-N-Out burger, and I'm stuck on the ship." And so we're all standing in line, and we're standing in line for hours because you have 400 plus people, one person watching one person pee and then coming back, and so we're just standing in line for hours and hours. And anyone who's been out drinking and had a bunch of beers, the next day you're going to have beer shits. And
Preach, brother, preach.
it's just, you can't hold that in. It's
Right.
just so, it's stuck up in you, and you're just like, "I just got to get this out of me and feel better."
Right.
And I was like, I've already waited in line. I'm not waiting any longer. I need to just go in and do my thing and then get out of here. And so I'm waiting in line. They're like, "Hey, Mooney, you're next." So we go into the head, and I start pissing, and I'm just like, I can't hold this anymore. I can't. I cannot hold it. So as soon as I filled the cup, I put the lid on, and you're supposed to hold it up like this. I did that. I turned around. I dropped trout, and I'm staring at my chief just straight on. Just, he's looking up Cock Alley, and and for some reason, I don't know why, but like I didn't like sit down all the way on the seat. I just like hovered and just dropped the freaking deuce.
Oh,
and he was just like, "Jesus Christ." And so as soon as we have to go back in, he is telling everyone on the whole ship, he's like, "This nasty motherfucker." He's like, "This nasty motherfucker." He's like, "He shit in front of me." I was like, "Oh God."
He just watched 500 sailors pee in front of him, but that's a bridge too
Yeah,
far.
That was a bit too much. And
How dare
of
you,
course,
poopy.
Of course, he had to tell everyone.
Right.
Luckily for me, like most of the people were done, so only
Right.
half the ship found out, which means in 10 minutes everyone found out. But hey, I passed, so that was the important part of that.
Right.
I got to go out and get my food, and then drink a lot more.
Oh man.
And yeah, it was a good week though.
I'll tell you what. For me, it's not. For me, it's the hard liquor that messes my world up. Beer does it too. I'll give you that. But
I can't tell you which one it was because I was doing shots and beer the whole night, and I don't think I've ever drank that much in my entire life. But it was 80% free, so I couldn't say no.
well, hell no, you can't say no. My God, turn away free liquor at that age. sacrilegious, man.
Right.
I'm telling you though, like when you hear what dysentery does to you or something like that, and the Ebola virus, something like that sounds a lot like the tequila shits. That's all. That's, right. So that's funny. That's a better shit story than I've heard.
Yeah, that was a good one.
At least you hit the toilet, because usually that's the shit stories in this podcast don't make it that far.
You know what?
Most of the shit stories in this podcast don't even involve a toilet. So
I just felt bad because the whole time, like, I have to shit. Like, I'm staring at him dead in the eyes. Like, you made me do this. Like, it's your fault.
Yeah.
And he's just, like, shocked and awed. Like,
Right.
yeah. He's like, you know what? I've been in the Navy 15 years. I've never seen that happen.
the whole eye contact, that could be like insubordination. You're just staring him down.
And that's like when you have to pee and you have to go, take a number 2, but trying to hold at number 2 while peeing, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm on the road at the porta potty.
Freaking difficult.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, there's no way. I'm going to either crap my pants or, I'm going to make it in the toilet, and
Right.
I'm going to pick the toilet. And
You find out that you could have been roofied that day at the $20 is $20 because your butt has very strong muscles when it comes to, you know what I'm saying? When you clinch, bud, ain't nothing happening. You know what I mean?
my friend got roofied when we were in Korea. That was a fun time.
Really?
Yeah, I had to make sure that he got back safe because I was like, "What is wrong with you?" He's
Right.
like, "I don't know," and he only had one drink, and I was like, "Dude, we usually like drink a place out.
Right.
Like me and him will kill a whole bottle in like 20 minutes.
Right.
But one small drink, and he was like, "I'm done." I was like, "Oh no, this ain't good." And so
I think it happened to me one time at a bar. There was a bar that we used to frequent at one point in time. Anyway, there was rumors going around that people were being roofied in there. And sure as shit, one night, man, I don't remember coming home. That's pretty normal for nighttime Larry.
I don't remember coming home.
But this one was different. It was so different. I don't remember spending money there. I remember nothing. Usually, I remember most of what happens when I'm drunk. I just don't admit to a lot of it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, did that happen? No shit. Wow. That's news to me, But yeah, I think it happened one day. So, I don't know. You ever had that?
No.
No one tried to roof you. No one wants to drag your ass
No
anywhere.
one wants to refute me. All you have to do is ask. Come on now.
Unless she's a bridge too far. Okay. Well, you got 3 great stories. Oh,
I was gonna say, well, $20 is $20.
20 bucks, 20
so
bucks.
let's-
When you were telling that story, I'm thinking, you went to 50. I was like, damn, I wouldn't have held out long enough. 20 bucks, 20 bucks.
and you're blowing me. That's
Yeah, right. I'm receiving?
yeah.
Okay.
Start doing shots. You know what I'm saying? No, don't do that.
I'm
Don't
just
do
a
that.
cautious person. Like, as soon as someone says that, they're like, "I'll pay you to do it." I'm like, "That's not right."
yeah. So I get head and money? Oh, man. Where
I
you
want my
from?
20 bucks back. Your turn.
Yeah. That's funny. Oh, you got one in mind?
I have one that,
I have one in mind.
I have one that I think is true.
Okay.
So I'm down to 2 of them.
That's crazy. I have to start doing the math for the 100th episode on how many times we were right or wrong. I usually do the stats every year on how we.
Well, which one of you is right more often?
I would have to do the stats on that. I don't know.
I would say him because I haven't gotten hardly any right.
Last year there was only one person, Dempsey, who had a winning record, and she had a winning record by like 1. I mean, it was at 500, down a little over 500. The rest of us got killed in 2021, man. Well,
the thing is, like I was telling Moose, I've been listening to the ones that him and Matt have been doing while I'm out of town for work, and I've gotten all those right. But you set me at this table, and I will get it wrong almost every time.
because you have time to think about it too. Like it's
Right.
when you think about this, like when you rewatch this, you're like, oh, I should have said that there, or I should that'd been funny right there. So you have time to actually kind of soak it in, or if you're just
Right.
listening to it, you're more relaxed. Have you had a chance to watch any of these?
Oh yeah, I've watched a few of them.
Okay. All right.
I try to watch it when I'm like not doing anything.
Sure.
Usually when I'm like sitting on the toilet or
Yeah.
or I'm at work.
Staring at Cock Alley. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Ken, how we do this is when we pick, we rock, paper, scissors. Now, how do you rock, paper, scissors?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, shit.
Hell yeah.
It must be a Lamar thing. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? That must be a Lamar thing, actually.
That's how I was raised. So
That's I don't know. It's gonna be close this year. It's going to be real close.
I don't know. The three pumpers made a hell of a run there for a while.
Yeah, we give it a comeback, man. But Denty's not from Southern Colorado, so just a weirdo. Anyway, all right. we're gonna go off 4.
Okay. I know what my winning percentage of this is. I'm making Russell Wilson look good right now.
It may be better. It may be better than you think.
Oh, dude,
Nobody
I
makes
don't know.
Russell Wilson look good. Russell Wilson's son. You know, at Walmart, they're going to take away the paper bags and the plastic bags January 1st. You have to bring your own bag to Walmart now.
Or you could, they'll still be there. They'll just charge you 10 cents a bag.
Or how about they just get rid of Russell Wilson and we get our paper bags back? That's,
Right?
my God, don't cut corners. Get rid of his ass. I'm sorry. Anyway, you got 3 great stories. $20 to $20. First day of as a bouncer and shit story, man. What you thinking?
I don't know. When he was telling shit story, when he got to the part where he was dropping the deuce, he turned bright red. Like he got embarrassed.
Oh, yeah, I'm shitting in front of someone.
So that's what's making me think that one's true. Because
Don't go to jail, man. Don't go to jail.
First day as a bouncer, I mean, I could totally see that happening at the Queens, but I can see that happening to anybody at the Queens. $20 is $20. You know?
That's
I'm,
good.
what was you gonna say?
I was asking that what you're going to go with.
I think I'll go with. Actually, I think I'm gonna go with first. Oh shit! I don't know. This is tough. This is like the hardest one. This is like the most I've struggled for a while.
When you're thinking about it, I got to say you have two cup holder, computer, and growing up gay were the other 2 stories, by the way, that are scratched out. I just realized I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
we can get into that later. I'm sorry. I just realized growing up gay was one of your stories originally.
I'm gonna go with. You said it was partially made up. Like you changed some stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with $20 is $20.
Just a shot in the dark.
Just a shot in the dark, man.
I'm gonna go. I see. Originally, I was aiming towards $20 is $20. That one seems the most plausible to be changed a little bit. For some reason, I think shit story is actually the Bullhucker.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It had the least amount of detail, and you know how I am with detail.
Right.
If it doesn't have detail, that'll get me every time. So
I don't know. Cock Alley is a pretty good deal.
it had great detail, just not a lot of detail. It had quality, not quantity. So that's what I usually aim at. But before you flip that over, give us the hours here at the Hatchet House.
Yeah. So just show this real quick. Monday, Tuesday we're closed. Wednesday, Thursday is a reservation only. You can make reservations online. MorganHatchetHouse.com.
Okay.
Friday, Saturday is 4 to 11, and Sundays is 2 to 8.
And how about the after hours bar? Do you know offhand? I should have let you.
You know what? I don't remember. I know that we're not open on Mondays, and we just changed our hours, so I don't have that memorized off the top of my head.
No worries. I talked to one of the owners.
As I say, it's the winter, so everything's going a lot slower right now.
Sure.
So.
Oh, it's about to get worse in January. Everybody's going to do their little New Year's resolutions and try and quit drinking.
Yeah, don't quit drinking.
You know what?
Okay.
Just skip that part. You know, you just pretend it's February. Go back to drinking. So
Yeah.
But I will say, if you want to check out this stuff, you can check out their Facebook page. We have a link in the description below. Or if you go to the bullhucker.com, where you can find all our stuff, including when we have comedy shows or anything like that. Check out the bullhucker.com. Under the tab that says As Seen on the Bullhucker, that's where you can find the Hatchet House. And anywhere we've been, you can find their stuff, and they'll take you directly to their Facebook page or MorganHatchetHouse.com. Is that what it is?
Yep.
And you can check these guys out. This is a great thing to do here in town. It's something a little out of the ordinary, right?
Oh,
yeah. It's not your just regular bar. They do have a great bar. They have a big screen TV. I see the Bronco game was on.
Yeah, we do. Speaking of shit stories.
In front of your officer, you told us.
Yeah. We do Broncos games every Sunday. It's just kind of a little fun thing that we do. They also do wings there when that's going on sometimes.
Yep. Wow. Wings.
I don't remember.
Wingspot. Sorry, Scotty. Wingspot. So yeah, you can get chicken wings here, and they do a great job of that too. So check out all that stuff. It's at the old Stakeout, in case you're wondering what it is. So, and obviously something you bring the kids out here, right? Is there an age?
There isn't an age. I mean, as long as parents feel comfortable having their kids throw axes.
You're in Northeast Colorado, man.
Right.
There's probably kids shooting bow and arrows into a haystack somewhere.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was going to say, I was 5 and I was playing with matches and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
sure.
Like, why not let me have an axe?
Right.
And
they have batarangs here too for the kids to play with, and
I tried not to let kids play with the batarangs because
Oh.
those ones, they do have some sharp edges that are a little,
Gotcha.
a little bit more dangerous. But
yes, hand them the hatchet. That's
Yeah.
much safer. I'm sorry.
the handle on the hatchet's a little bit safer for
Yeah,
them to
that's true.
grab.
That's
You
true. I
you
got
got a little
you.
bit more area to cover.
Right. So anyway, that's all in the description below in the of the podcast on the YouTube channel or whatever. And now while you're at it, while you're on the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. It's a little red dot right in the bottom right hand corner of the screen right here because it's a.
we're doing this again, huh? Small click for you and a big click for us.
I'm aroused right now. It's 2023 and we got it. We're 1-0 bitches for that. So, all right. Having said all that, we made our decisions. You're taking $20 to $20. I'm taking
Yep.
shit story. Mr. Ken, let's flip that board over and see what you got.
Alrighty.
Shit story. What's not true about that story?
So what's not true is I wasn't the one that took the shit.
So it's more of a borrowed story.
It was sort of a borrowed story. So I was actually standing in line. I did have to shit. That was a real part of the thing.
Yeah.
I really almost did drop trow. But before I had to do mine, one of our chiefs, she had brought a girl in after she went, and she's like, "This nasty bitch just took a shit in
It was
front
a
of
woman.
me." It was a woman. And she just proceeded to tell how she's just sitting there hovering over the toilet, and you just see the shit drop straight down. I was just like, "Oh god, damn!" And so,
My eyes, my
and so,
eyes.
I'm hearing this, and I'm like, "Thank God I didn't go first, because I would have been that guy."
That's fantastic. First day as a bouncer, true story.
Yes, it was.
That's awesome.
That was a terrible night for me, because then I had to go home, and my wife constantly makes fun of all the girls that hit on me at the bar now.
Right.
She's like, "Are you gonna have any older ladies hit on you now? Or are you gonna have this?" And I'm just like, "Oh,
Right.
Got to give me shit every time I go to work."
Right. You know, it's funny at the club. The bouncers made less money than the bartenders there.
Mm-hmm.
So
I know.
Whenever I needed a bar back, I tell the bouncers you should come. But they're like, "No, I'm good." Most of them like to fight. Those guys were all scrappers, you know what I mean? And then obviously they like to hit on the women all day. So it's for them, that's what it was. Because I never figure out why don't you want to come make more money? Because bouncing is way more fun. Okay, I don't know.
I never thought it was fun.
Oh, really? Some of the guys I worked with, man, they just sadly enough they were looking for a problem.
Oh no,
They almost wanted you to be an asshole. You know what I mean? So
no, I was just there to make the money,
yeah,
and so I would get annoyed because you'd have 3 wedding parties come in and play Cupid Shuffle 6 times in a row.
Hey,
Oh.
you're talking to DJs, but I hate the Cupid Shuffle.
Oh God.
You know what I hate? Can you play the Cupid Shuffle? I'm like, just played it. Well, I wasn't inside. I'm like, I'm sorry. Get to the point where I give a shit. I don't,
Right.
So yeah. $20 is 20. That is a true story.
That is a true story.
Oh my gosh, good for you for admitting to that. That's
Yeah, no, that was a weird night.
that's pretty ballsy of a guy to. I don't know. That's weird. That's not weird, but that's ballsy to go up to just a regular dude because you don't know.
Yeah,
right?
no, I didn't know him at all. It was just a strange guy, just very creepy.
But you know what? I count that to be you hear all the horrible pickup lines people use.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? They must work sometimes.
Yeah.
because they're still doing it. So
Yeah,
that
60% of the time, it works every time.
Okay, Sex Panther, let's call it down. But I'm saying that dude has had success. I'm
Right.
sure with that,
Well, obviously.
Well, with Jack Daniels.
I mean,
but,
he was, 1 and 2 right there. That's
yeah.
50%.
He probably got turned on. You didn't want to do it. He's like, oh, tease.
He's batting 500. That's a Hall of Fame numbers.
right.
That's awesome.
Just shows you can get anywhere if you have the money.
You know what? Welcome to America.
Right.
Yeah. So, Ken Mooney, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Were you nervous to do this at all?
What?
Were you nervous to do this at all?
No.
Not at all. Okay, cool.
No, I sit and talk and tell these stupid stories all the time.
Okay. Some people are. I always ask it because for some people it's very hard for them to get out of their comfort zone and come do this.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You should hear the other stories I have to say. They're just ridiculous.
Like growing up gay.
So I asked before I came on here. I asked my friends. I was like, "Hey, what's your favorite stories that I've told you?"
Right.
And one of my friends, Draven, by the way, you watching this? I love you.
What's up, Draven?
He was like, "My favorite story is you growing up gay," And it's not because I was actually gay. It was like I was raised in the 90s where everyone's like, if you didn't like something or you thought something was stupid, you just say, no, that's gay.
That's gay, yeah.
And like, I'm little. I don't know what gay is. But, you know, my dad would just be like, Power Rangers are gay. Like, Barney's gay. And like, so like, I was like, I don't know what a gay Power Ranger is, but I know I want to be it because I want to be a Power Ranger. So like, I was like, I'm the gay Power Ranger. And then, yeah. Okay. And so like, it was funny because like, I'm like, now that I'm older, I'm like, dude, I was weird as a kid. Like, I didn't think that anyone else would like, you know, be like that. And now that I have kids, like my son, he got really into like the Five Nights at Freddy's video game thing. And there's a character called Girl Chica. You don't have to know anything other than it was called Girl Chica and he liked it.
Okay.
And so he said, you have to call me Girl Chica. And I was like, I'm not calling my son Girl Chica. That's weird.
Yeah.
I'll call you Girl Chica if you call me Gay Power Ranger. Right? We got a deal.
And so, so it was funny though. Like the first time he's actually meeting my dad and stuff, he's like, you have to call me Girl Chica. My dad's like, that's not that weird. You used to want to be a gay Power Ranger. Like, fuck.
That's awesome.
One of the Power Rangers died here a month or so ago.
Oh yeah, Jason David Frank.
Yeah, one of the actors.
Yeah,
that played the.
He was the White Ranger, Green Ranger, Red Ranger later, and I'm a big Power Ranger person.
I could do, yeah.
And actually, he wasn't the first one. The original Yellow Ranger, she died like a long time ago.
Really? Yeah, I just heard that on the news here, I don't know, a month or so ago. So.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. Ken, my man, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was fun to have you. We'll have to have you back on one of these days and tell us some more of your stories.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Buddy. Well, I'm Moose Lundstrom.
I'm Adam Vokey.
Okay, till next time. Peace.
The biggest thing is, guys, just keep your axe head going forward.
So you do it one-handed?
Yeah, one-handed.
You can do it one-handed. I was going to show you that. It's just grab it at the bottom. And I would say it's kind of like throwing darts. Keep your elbow forward. So you just do this.
That's the Mohican style.
All right.
I probably can't get my own.
Natural. And it's one axe on board at a time, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Those are both good. Those are good. Rotations are there.
You want to try one more time, Adam? I didn't get you on camera doing that. Well, I did, but you were...
You missed me messing up?
Yeah.
Take a tiny step forward.
I'll say, here, wait, switch this one out, because that one has a weird top right now. No, this one's like super loose on the top.
Ah, you win that one.
I think this is how we should decide who gets the pictures.
Yeah.